Accounting 1A, I made analogy of cash flow in human body, in medicine, pumping iron, pumping blood in and out of the heart. Everybody has one of those right now, right?
I think so.
So blood going in, blood going out. So if you don't have enough blood circulating in your body, you feel what? What's your symptom? Dizzy, faint, extremely short. What happened? Faint. In fact, about 15 years ago in this room, one of the accounting professors faint. 9/11, ambulance came. Yeah, yeah. He's okay. He's still alive. He retired, but he was getting M&M and potato chips every single day at the cafeteria. Yeah. Yeah, so it happens to be this room. He was teaching this room, but yeah. And as soon as he gets to the hospital, inject more blood, inject more cash to the company. Right? Payroll, no, not enough cash for payroll next week. Inject more blood. Emergency. Where's cash coming from? Inject. What's the emergency? For hospital, blood bank. Fine. Make sure there's no HIV. Right? But anyway, so investment. Also, you have to find the investor really quickly, but probably not enough time. Are you talking about chapter 13, 14 issuing additional shares? Are you talking about chapter 15 issuing bonds? It takes about 1 year to do that. So next week, next month. So you don't have time. So probably most people do what? They go Bank of America, Wells Fargo, kneel down on your knees, please, right? But what if they say no?
And then you say another.
Oh, by the way, what I just said is coming from financing activity. Issuing stock, issuing bonds, borrowing money, financing activity, cash, inflow. But you cannot do that all the time. And also banks say, I've seen you enough last 6 months, okay? Enough is enough, no more cash. Okay, so that's closed. What else?
Sell assets.
Sell asset, that's right. What do you have? You went to your own office, you found your own desk, you sell your desk, your PC, you said, okay, I can work on the floor. PC, okay, I can work on the piece of, I mean, you sell everything, right? That's investing activity, that's cash inflow. Selling. You have your own BMW, okay? You are CEO, but you don't need it. You can take a bus. You sell your BMW. Right? I'm talking about selling your own arms and legs, right? That's a real emergency. So investing activity, what activity left out of 3? That's right. So that is most desirable way generating cash ongoing, because that means you are generating your own cash needs internally without going outside. Outside meaning such as capital market, such as banks, right? Your own cash generation. So operating cash flow is most important and people pay attention the most. People meaning
Investors and
investors, and
analysts.
Wall Street analysts, in all those people. Anyway, I only talk about three activities, but I was ahead of myself. So let's think about that. If you categorize all business activity, I'm talking about in generally speaking, business activity. What do business do all day long, from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock, all day long?
Make profit.
Right, or the specific activity. What do? They on the phone with the customer, they ship the goods to the customer, they hire new people, they fire new people, they buy new things, they take a 2-hour lunch and they go to what? They yell at one of the employees, and, I'm talking about all those activities, very detailed activity, and they go to the bank, deposit, borrow money, all the meetings. I'm talking about general activity. If you categorize into 3 categories, so you can say investment activity, operating activity, financing activity. In fact, I have better picture there. All the activity, it looks like operating. So somebody look like working hard. Financing activity, cash. investing activity looks like Intel Corporation Fabrication Lab in Corvallis, Oregon. They're $2 billion each, making chips. So into 3 categories. Why? Because I want to show you something. Did you notice that I did using one word in italic? What's the word? Lauren, what's the word? Italic font. Right. So I want to follow the resources. I want to start from here, go down here. I want to start from here, go from here to here. I can start from here to go to any kind of cycle. So financing the fund, these resources. So you need the money. You went to the bank. You finance it. So that can be cash, or you can borrow some inventory. Resources, very big word. Economic professors' favorite word, resources, right? Financing. So why you borrow money for? Oh, so you can buy, you can hire people, you can buy your inventory, investment of the resources into your business. Why are you investing? Why are you hiring people? Also, you can utilize those investment people so you can generate profit by operating, by working hard, using these resources. See, I started here. You want to start from here? All right, you're working hard, operating, using these resources. So I hope that you have a profitable proposition. So the profit that can pay off your bank loans, financing the resources, and then you can borrow money. You can borrow money. You can expand another factory. You can grow R&D, hire more people, right? Update your state-of-the-art machinery, and you can operate the business even better. You're increasing the volume of business, acquire more customers, growing, branch, additional. So you can go through all these, right? 3 areas. So now I am making a mapping 3 activities into what? Cash flow activity. Here's the business activity, mapping it. So whoever come up with the 3 categories is thinking about this, right? So here's the operating cash flow activity. And I'm using word now cash flow. But cash flow generated from where? Operating activity. Yeah, word operating activity, if you don't like that, I come up with a nickname. How about that? Profit generating activity, profit making activity. A little bit easier to conceptualize. What's your operating activity right now? In your personal life? What's your operating activity? If you're a full-time student, that's your operating activity. If you're working for IBM right now, in Santa Teresa, yeah, that's your operating activity. How do I know that's your operating activity? Because that's your full-time job. You go there 8 o'clock, you come home 6 o'clock, you get paid. That's your operating activity. Your livelihood, how about that? Your charter, your mission at that time. Right? Full-time student can be operating activity, but not much cash flowing by your student, right? In terms of inflow, it's only outflow, right? But if you're working for IBM, what is your biggest operating activity in terms of cash flow? There was a question, guys.
Your paycheck.
Yeah, your paycheck, $200,000 per year. Sounds good. 200,000. Engineer, IBM. IBM is doing very well, by the way. So they can pay you $200,000 per year. Right? Fringe benefit, medical, dental, all that. So that's the biggest, I would say that's the biggest inflow of the person. That's Edward. Edward, you are IBM engineer. You're getting paid $200,000. What's your Edward's operating cash flow? The biggest one in terms of inflow, his paycheck. Okay, tell me. Imagine, please. What would it be? Outflow. On the operating activity alone. I'm not getting into investing activity, financing activity yet. Okay? So I define that. What's the business entity? Edward. What's its mission, charter at this point? Full-time employee of IBM. Paycheck, $200,000. Is it inflow or outflow? Inflow. It better be. If he has to pay $200,000 to IBM, he wouldn't go there. Has to be coming in, right? But what would be outflow? Operating activity. Can he operate without eating? one of those, what's the name? Some, teenager girls that they don't have to eat. Unless you're one of those. I'm just joking. Unless you have to eat, right? I mean, you need energy. You have to be energetic, otherwise your performance evaluation at IBM will suffer. How about grocery?
Mhm.
Oh, you have to get there, Santa Teresa. How about gasoline? $4, 10 cents gasoline per gallon. You have to spend that. IBM, maybe they pay for you, but I don't know. All those operating activity, investment activity. Okay, instead of staying in a hotel and motel, he needs a house so he can be refreshed next morning. So he buy a house. Instead of taking bus to Santa Teresa, he needs to buy the BMW. I mean, he has 200,000 salary, so he can buy BMW X5. Right? So BMW house, why he invest those fixed asset for? Do you see the connection? The reason he invested in that automobile or stable housing is so he doesn't get tardy every day, because bus not reliable, right? Bus comes late. His boss doesn't like it. So that car, automobile, supporting his operating activity, right? House, if he has to sleep in the cardboard box in the street, he feel tired next morning, so therefore he cannot performing to his capacity. So therefore, the house will support it. So you see the supporting. It's all about operating cash flow, right? So the example that you just gave me, house and car, is that inflow or outflow?
Outflow.
That's all outflow. Okay, financing activity. When he purchased the house, did he pay all cash?
No.
Yeah, so loan. Issuing stock, chapter 13 and 14. Issuing bonds. How about paying back? Yeah, that's also here. If you're paying back, that's cash outflow. Oh, what if he sell the car later?
Cash in.
Oh, I'm sorry, he got laid off later, so he doesn't need a car. So he sold the car back. So that's cash
Inflow.
inflow. Can you believe that? Cash coming in. That's good news. I know you have to take a bicycle from now on, but at least cash coming in.
It's good for you.
Or
So-
to buy a better car.
Right. So you see that the structure of that, the three activity, all right? So